Rosa is a chemical engineer with over 15 years of experience in odor pollution and citizen science, pioneer in the field of olfactometry in Spain, with more than 8 years coordinating European projects. Rosa has been the coordinator of the Age 2020 NOSES project and participates in many others. Rosa.
Thank you very much, Ralph. So I have a lot of information to give you. I will try to be very quick, but if you have questions, you can ask later. So I'm going to present you our new approach based on citizen science for the monitoring of odor impact and the results that we obtained in Barcelona. So we know, all of us, and we saw this morning that we all have been struggling for years on the methodologies to make them better, to reduce uncertainty, etc. Also in the regulations of odors, they are very challenging to establish odor impact limits that protect citizens, which in fact is our goal. So we are proposing a change of paradigm, and taking into account that our nose is the best sensor to measure odors, we think that it's time to give citizens a voice in this process and participate in the direct monitoring in real time of their perceptions, their real impacts that affect their quality of life. And we are developing this approach as a complementary approach to traditional methodologies. We do not want to substitute them, but we want to complement them. So that was the whole idea of the app that we developed, Odour Collect. It's a very simple app that allows citizens to co-create these collaborative odor maps for gathering real-time odor observations. We want to escape also from the concept of complaints. We want to measure impacts in real time with the affected communities. And this is the whole idea that we have behind this citizen science approach. And this is where we fit to complement the rest of the methodologies. And this is what originated the idea of the NOSES project. We have been running this project in Europe and beyond for the past 3.5 years. It just finished, and we validated this methodology to produce new data sets that will inform policymakers and also other emitting activities on the real situation from the citizens' perspective, and also to increase the awareness of the project. We work with the quadruple helix approach. For us, it's really important that all actors are involved in the process. So the other experts, also citizen science experts, but also the affected communities, together with the municipalities and the industries, of course. And our ultimate goal was to introduce odor pollution in the policy agendas at different levels. So I also encourage you to take a look at the results. Last week we finished the final conference of the project, and all the results are available in the Odour Observatory, and you can take a look at the webinars that we ran from last week. And also on Thursday we are having an event in the European Parliament to discuss on the need of regulating odors. You can still register, so if you are interested, it will be taking place this Thursday from 12 to 2. And we will be having a roundtable with representatives from the European Commission, the Committee of the Regions, etc., to discuss on the need of creating this common regulatory approach at the European level. So we validated the methodology in 10 different case studies in 3 continents, mostly in Europe, but also in Chile and in Uganda. And we use this framework, which is the extreme citizen science approach, to involve everybody in the process. So any literacy gender, any level, any gender, any socioeconomic level or sociocultural background of any citizens that were affected by the odor in the communities where we were working. And also, we want them to be involved from the beginning of the process. So from the very definition of the research question to the pilot design, to the data collection, the data analysis, and future action. And for this, it is very important to work interdisciplinary. So we do not only need other experts, but also citizen science experts that work on the field together with the citizens. So what we did in Barcelona, we chose this case study because we knew very well the area. We have been running traditional odor studies here for many years, so we knew the actual situation, and it was a complex scenario, both in terms of the odor emitting activities, which there are a lot in this area, and also for the complex realities that combine in there. We have gypsy communities in a depressed area in the city, but also we have newcomers living in this new harbor, etc., nice buildings, conference centers, hotels, etc., that are living together and democratized by the odor pollution problem. So these are the emitting activities. We have a waste incinerator, an integral waste treatment plant, and of course, in the area you can perceive odors coming from these activities. Basically, decomposed waste, also odors due to the truck circulation, leachate, etc. Also, we have the biggest wastewater treatment plant in Catalonia. This was the look that it was in the past, but now, as the area was refurbished, the wastewater treatment plant was placed underneath this nice square that you see in the picture. But as you see, it's surrounded by population. So from here, the main smells that are produced are related to the biological treatment of the plant and also to sludge, because we have a sludge treatment plant next to the wastewater treatment. We also were investigating other potential sources that were in the area that can contribute to the overall impact. So we deployed our strategy or engagement or 8 phases for the methodology as an iterative process. And you see here some of the pictures of the activities that we run with the citizens. To start with, we identified the problem, we mapped all the involved stakeholders that we wanted to engage in the process, and we had meetings with the main actors in there. So the metropolitan area of Barcelona, which is the owner of the activities, but also in charge of protecting the citizens, all the emitting industries, the EcoPark, the water treatment plant, etc. And then we started framing the problem with all of them involved. So we have all the different views. To do that, we did field ethnographic research. This is something that we don't know how to do, the other experts. We don't know how to speak with people so that we are understandable, so that we can grasp their perception. So we need help from social scientists that can, help us communicate the issue and understand the realities from the communities. They have the local knowledge, so it is super important to talk to them and bring them into the process. We start recruiting the participants in the study. We participated in a lot of community events, ran different activities. We appear in the media. Well, we did a lot of field work. And then we started with a pre-pilot. In order to, this was the pioneer pilot in all the project. So we wanted to test first the methodology with a small group of citizens to see what worked well and what would not work so well. So we started training the citizens to understand the different types of odors, also understand the processes that were emitting these odors, so that they were more calm because they had a lot of health concerns. In this case, they were telling us that they were worried about their health, especially from the incinerator. We were explaining them the incinerator did not smell because they were burning, but of course they had health concerns in this case. And we started collecting data from them for over a month and analyzing the data with them. From there, we modified some aspects from the methodology and we continue with the whole pilot. Also, it's very important for us to provide feedback continuously to the involved citizens so that they can understand what their contributions are for and what are the results of their participation. And we had constant onboarding of new participants, continuous data collection, etc. Some of the activities, of course, were affected by the pandemic, but we managed to do that. To collect the data, we use the app, Odour Collect, and here you see some of the training sessions that we run with the citizens. We did sensory walks with them to work the activities so they can smell the odors on the field and recognize and name them. It is very important that they put the correct name to the odors that they are perceiving so that they can map them correctly. And the app is very simple, it's free, so everybody can use it. You can take a look if you want. And it's very simple to map an odor. You only take like 20 to 30 seconds to map. And you need to select the correct type and subtype of the odor you are perceiving at any time and at any point of the world. It's worldwide. And also, citizens grade the odor intensity and the hedonic tone based on the VDI scales. So what results we obtain? After a period of 12, 15 months, we obtained more than 600 odor observations with the citizens, with more than 86 neighbors involved. And here you have some of the results that we obtain. As the frequency, they map that wastewater-related smells were perceived for the 52.5% of the time. We already knew that this was the main activity producing the odor, so this was totally what we expected, which was very nice. And also this percentage was obtained from the very beginning, from the pilot, the beta pilot. So in the first months, we already know these percentages, and they were consistent for the whole study. They map also the intensity. Most of the observations were extremely strong, very strong, or strong. We also mapped the hedonic tone. Most of the observations were also unpleasant odors, although we added the category of nice smells because of the Barcelona citizens. This option was not available in Odour Collect at the beginning, but they asked us to map also nice smell, because they said that, yes, it smells bad in their neighborhood, but sometimes it doesn't. So these are the results, more or less, that we obtained. And you can see here that even though the wastewater smells were the most frequent observations, waste odors were reported with higher intensity and lower hedonic tone, meaning that probably they are more annoying for the community. Here you have the distribution of the observations per hour. You see the peaks. And here reports are, of course, in line with people's...
1 minute left.
1 minute? Okay. People's diurnal activity. But we saw a peak in the midday and then in the afternoon. And these observations here, you will see it better here, if we divide it and we take a look at the wastewater odors that are more frequent, we see some of the activity from the sludge trucks in the peak that you see from 8 to 10 at night when they start circulating. And then the peaks fade because people go to sleep, obviously, so they stop mapping, almost done. And for seasons, we also saw that most observations come in the summer. Here are the other episodes, again, more related to the sludge. And here you have the positioning of the different observations that are more related to the location of the activities, also matching very well the expected results. Also the intensity maps and also the hedonic tone maps that are closer to the emitting activities. And just to conclude, this new methodology allows us to monitor and objectivize the odor impact from the receptor's point of view in the area. It was consistent with traditional odor studies, and also the percentage were the same for the very first month when we started the mapping activity. And also we could see some of the industrial activities, even though we wanted to correlate them more, but for that we need the collaboration of the emitting activities. And to finalize, we believe that this new methodology allows us to obtain the real-time data and also to produce other management plans that are related exactly to the impact perceived by the population. It can also allow us to understand potential odor abatement systems in place, also to better manage industrial operations and reduce the impact over the population, and for sure increase transparency and improve the relationship of all the actors involved. Thank you very much.
I think we can have one question, if there is any. Over there.
You say that you had 600 observations, right? How many people are responsible for these 600 observations?
86.
And did you screen out some people who are continuously observe, like, you know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes, we call them community champions, but we are validating the observations with meteorological data and some retro trajectories as well. And this is typical of citizen science project that more motivated people report more than others. But this does not mean that they were reporting false observations, because we were validating them. So it is true that the distribution of the 86 people is not the same. We have people reporting more, but it is not affecting the quality of the results.
Yeah, thank you again, Rosa.